From this material, you will learn what Starknet network is, how it works, what's the deal with the airdrop, and what to pay attention to. Crypto Explain. Everything you need to know to stay safe. As for Starknet, it is a new network that started fully operating in 2024. And it must be said openly that from the very beginning, its developers had a lot of problems mainly related to programming and scaling the network. So quite often, something stopped working. We experienced technical issues all the time. Transactions didn't go through and were rejected, or we had to wait several minutes for them to be processed. Over time, with subsequent updates, all the problems were solved, which ultimately made everything function in a completely satisfactory way today. I had the opportunity to participate in the creation of the network practically from the very beginning, testing all the emerging applications, and I also spent some time programming, all because I wanted to earn the airdrop, which was not announced at that time, and all my actions were based only on speculation and counting on a bit of luck. Therefore, in this material, I will tell you about all the most important things firsthand so that you can fully understand this topic. What is Starknet at all? In simple terms, it can be said that it is a second-layer network overlaid on the main Ethereum chain. So it is an independent network that operates on its own terms, but based on Ethereum. The whole concept is about collecting a larger number of operations and grouping them together to save on fees. So using Starknet as a second layer is much less costly than Ethereum. At the same time, the network offers a high level of decentralization, security, and significantly greater transaction processing throughput, which is a major advantage. So the second layer takes the best of the first one and additionally solves some problems that could have been troublesome before, such as high fees. Of course, this is a very big simplification without delving into technical details because I suspect it doesn't matter much to you. For comparison, at the moment, the cost of transferring funds across the Starknet network is about $0.50, while on the Ethereum network, it's 5 times more expensive. If we use these networks every day, the differences in transaction fees over the course of a day, a week, or even a month will certainly be noticeable for our wallet. The network gained popularity for 2 reasons. The first one you already know, which is the low cost of operations mentioned earlier. And the second reason is the airdrop, or rather, the conditions of its allocation, which turned out to be relatively strict because, besides executing transactions, the account balance and turnover thresholds were taken into account, disqualifying a large portion of users from receiving tokens, causing a significant part of the community that supported the project from the very beginning to decide to resign from this network. Theoretically, no one should complain because the airdrop is speculation, and there is no guarantee that we will ever receive anything. But I partly understand all those people who really put in a lot of effort but left only a few dollars on their account for basic fees, and thus did not meet the minimum account balance requirements to qualify. Well, unfortunately, that's sometimes the case. The token itself, at the time of recording this material, is valued at just over $2, which is almost the lowest historical price it has reached. This means that in the worst-case scenario, after receiving the airdrop, if you've qualified for it, you could have received anywhere from a few hundred to a few $1,000s depending on your activity. As for using this network, it's used just like any other. The Starknet token can be traded on practically any exchange. On the screen, you see a list of the most popular pairs available on various exchanges. When withdrawing funds from a centralized exchange, in the withdrawal options, there will be a direct option to withdraw funds to the Starknet network. It's possible that by the time you watch this material, such an option is already available. An alternative option is to use an application acting as a bridge, such as Orbiter or Rango. The list of official services included on the project's main page will be provided below this material. Funds can be sent to one of several available wallets, the most popular being Bravos and Argent, the links to which you will also find below the recording. Any transaction fees incurred while using any functionality of the network are charged in ETH token, and without it, we won't be able to perform any operations. So, if you're using a centralized exchange, it doesn't matter to you. But in any decentralized application or on any Starknet Ethereum wallet, you'll need ETH to do anything. If there are any words I'm using that you don't know, or if you're unsure about how something works, you'll find relevant answers in my other recordings available for free on YouTube or in the Beginner's Cryptocurrency course, which will help you understand and learn absolutely everything. The link is provided below this recording. In the case of Starknet, there's one very important thing. Due to the fact that the whole system is new and gaining momentum, it's causing a hype, attracting new investors. Using any dApps based on Starknet exposes us to the possibility of so-called airdrops. Because the network is developing very quickly right now, many developers want to use it mainly due to its speed and low usage costs. These developers create projects aimed at acquiring a community that will actively use them because only such a solution guarantees profits and predicts a positive future. To encourage such a community, newly emerging projects often issue free tokens or NFTs for people who decide to use them, usually at the very beginning of the project's existence. This rewards the loyal community. Such airdrops are often unannounced and sometimes very valuable, although this is not a rule. We often have to rely on a bit of luck, and we cannot fully control whether our involvement in a given project will be rewarded. On the screen, you see a list of all applications called dApps. dApps are blockchain-based applications that operate automatically when connected to our web wallet and function in conjunction with cryptocurrencies. Each of these projects tries to stand out and gain users who will generate traffic, and it all comes down to the fact that some of these places in the future will also distribute airdrops to their users in exchange for engagement, especially at the initial stage. All those visible on the screen are brand new and have emerged only in recent months, which means that the chance for potential profits in return for using them is relatively high. However, it should be remembered that at this point, in most cases, we don't know which ones will survive and which will offer something valuable, so it's a very strong speculation that often requires a bit of luck. If you want to increase your chances of finding applications that may reward us in this way, you can try to find reliable information about specific projects posted on Twitter, as leaks usually land there first. Will Starknet stay with us for a while? In the world of cryptocurrencies, nothing is certain, although based on currently available information and generally prevailing trends, it can be said that there is quite a lot of room for success. Despite the initial boycott by part of the community, the project's price did not plummet, indicating that negative sentiments have passed. Personally, I notice here several well-thought-out solutions that users actually like because the network is fast and quite cheap. In addition, it is available on practically every major exchange and most of the smaller ones, making entry into the world of Starknet very easy. An additional advantage is the increasing number of developers who are willing to program using solutions proposed by Starknet, which gives us access to a large number of functioning applications, and their number is steadily increasing. This is also the reason why capital is only starting to flow in, and we may be surprised by a very large number of unannounced airdrops, which will certainly attract wide publicity on social media or even traditional media. And this is a big plus because wide reach guarantees another influx of capital, and thus everything mutually reinforces itself. If nothing goes wrong, we have a chance to gain a really cool alternative to other cryptocurrencies, although this is only my personal opinion and not investment advice. Good luck and see you in the next recording.